students! Welcome back to class. Today's video is called Vegan Feminist Waters Her Plants with Period Blood, and it is by a guy named Isaac Butterfield. Let's have a listen to what he has to say. Let's see if he's going to talk about other vegan things besides this vegan woman, and let's see if he's going to say some nice things about helping the animals and the environment and, you know, not eating unhealthy foods. Let's see what he's going to say. Get your pens ready and we're going to evaluate his speech, okay?
All right, the last thing I'm going to talk about, this is the one that I've not spoken about to people before because...
Let me guess, because it's heinous.
So I do all the normal low-waste period things.
Okay, I'm going to give him an X for that. He's already being negative. He hasn't even heard what she's about to say. Don't jump to conclusions, Isaac.
I use a period cup. I use the... what are they called? Like period panty underwear things that like soak up the blood and then you have to like wring them out. I use both of those. I don't think many people think that's gross anymore.
Wrong! It's fucking gross.
No. X. It's best for the environment to use a cup. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, you just take it out and rinse it out and that's it. What's your problem? Why are you being so negative? Why does it say moist on your shirt? What does that stand for? Most offensive, inhumane, speciesist, trash? Is that what it stands for? I don't know.
Alright, why is it gross? Because it's human fluid. Why do you want people to be so happy with your fluids?
But what? She doesn't want anybody to be happy with them. She's just saying that she just doesn't think there's anything wrong with using a cup, and for her to decide what to do with it. It has nothing to do with you or anybody else.
We don't want your fluids, Rach. Fuck off with you.
She's not giving them to you. I'm giving you an X here. Why are you being so mean to her?
Your fluids. Okay, it makes sense if it's your partner's fluids or your fluids. You know, okay, you can be a little bit more comfortable around that. But stop trying to get people to congratulate you on bleeding. It's fucking weird.
What? Is that what she's doing? No. Women bleed? She's not asking for that.
Now what I do when I empty my menstrual cup is I empty it into my shower bucket and I water my plants with it. And you know what? It's a fucking really good fertilizer. And the vegetables love it.
I have, ladies and gentlemen, never heard something so fucked up in my entire existence.
How about eating dead animals? Is that more fucked up? She's literally just emptying a tiny menstrual cup into a pail of some sort with water in there, and then she waters her plants with it. What's the problem? It's her plants? Why do you have this look on your face? That's the look you give to somebody when you're about to murder them, Isaac. She's just a woman on her YouTube channel talking about trying to be a good citizen of the earth and not wasting anything. Giving you another X. Isaac, come on.
Distance. Hey, I get it. Blood and bone and all that shit, fertilizer. But you know what terrifies me more than anything, more than Rach pouring her period blood onto the veggie patch, is the fact that Rachel's got a boyfriend, right? And she collects this shit in the shower. And I happen to know, not for a fact, but I'm pretty sure at one point he has walked into the shower, picked up her big period bucket.
How do you know how big it is? It could be as small as this. Do you know how much blood comes out of those cups? It's like an ounce, just like a little shot glass, not even. What's your problem? Isaac, what are you jumping to all these conclusions for? Maybe he's fine with whatever she does, hopefully. Giving you another X.
And said, "Oi, babe, why do you have half-set aeroplane jelly in the shower?" I hope you all are picturing half-set aeroplane jelly. Because that blood coagulates and it turns into a big fucking horrible, heinous mess that it already is. Stop bleeding on plants. What is wrong with you? That's like the worst version of a vegan. Like they're sacrificing themselves to the plant.
She's not sacrificing herself. It's just something that comes out naturally. And what does this have to do with being vegan? the best thing about being vegan is you try to do the least harm to the animals, and she seems to be trying to do something good. Let her do it. She's not hurting anybody. Isaac.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's give this video a like for being super fucked up.
Okay, I'll give you a check mark for that. You're right, it's super fucked up. And if that is what your shirt stands for, then I'll give you a check mark too. What did we say? Most, oh, now I forget. Speciesist, trash, something. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to watch my own video back to remember what this stands for. Maybe somebody can tell me. Hopefully it stands for what he actually is, which is not too enlightened. Unfortunately, I didn't hear you talk about the animals at all, Isaac. So I'm going to give you an X for that. And, you know, at least you tried to do something about somebody who's vegan, so I'll give you a check mark. You tried. All right, let's have a look at another video. This one here is by Earthling Ed. Let's see what we get from Earthling Ed.
The next excuse that we're addressing today is the excuse that it's my personal choice to eat animal products. Again, this is something we hear all the time as vegans. People saying, don't judge me, don't force your beliefs on me. It's my personal choice to eat what I want. Now this excuse is quite an interesting one insofar as arguably it is someone's personal choice to eat animal products. We all personally choose to.
Right, good. So this is talking about personal choice. In Isaac's video, the woman was using her personal choice to do what she wants, but she wasn't hurting anybody. But when Isaac deliberately eats animals, he pays people to rape them, to torture them, to confine them, to murder them, to kidnap the baby cows. I mean, this is the industry that he pays into. Do you know that baby pigs, when they are little babies, they rip out their testicles without any anesthetic. They cut off their tails. They take out their teeth. They absolutely just, this poor little innocent baby pig is born and all of this horrible stuff happens to him. And then he's murdered at 6 months old and turned into bacon. Isaac, you didn't talk about the animals at all. And Earthling Ed is talking about that. He's talking about personal choice and real personal choice. Real personal choice doesn't involve a victim.
To do so, but it's also someone's personal choice if they want to commit rape or commit an act of murder. The person personally chooses to do those things. Likewise, if someone wants to beat and abuse a dog, it's their personal choice to beat and abuse that dog.
Absolutely right, Earthling Ed. I'm giving you a check mark. It is a personal choice. It's not a good personal choice, but thank you for pointing that out.
Just because someone personally chooses to do something does not make the action morally justifiable. The problem is when people use the excuse, it's my personal choice, it shows how far detached they've become from the fact that the animal products they're eating have either come from an animal that is already dead or one that is in the process of being exploited.
Absolutely right. You're getting a check mark for that. We must never use our personal choice to harm others, and it's never an excuse. There's no excuse for animal abuse. Look at this innocent animal. Never did a single thing wrong to anybody. Why would we want to hurt them?
Will eventually end up dead. When people use this excuse, it shows how far detached they've become from the fact that those animal products came from a victim, a living being who suffered, and it makes people think that only they are affected by whether or not they eat animal products. So when people say to vegans, respect my personal choice, we are respecting the personal choice of others.
Exactly. Good point, Earthling Ed. We are respecting the personal choice. People who eat meat are the ones who are not respecting the personal choice of the victims who want to live. Animals don't have anything in this life except their own bodies. And yet, people like Isaac steal the one thing that they have, their life. Earthling Ed doesn't do that. He's vegan. Another check mark for Earthling Ed.
Respecting the personal choice of the 56 billion land animals and the 2.7 trillion marine animals.
56 billion land animals. And look in the sea what happens. When we go in there and we fish them, we make them suffer, and the plastic from the nets ends up staying there. Have you watched Seaspiracy yet? You should.
They're killed needlessly, who do not want to die for us. We are respecting the personal choice of the humans that are also abused and exploited in the animal agriculture industries. The slaughterhouse workers who suffer from some of the highest rates of
That's right. Slaughterhouse workers do suffer. All day long, they hurt animals, and that's not necessarily what they want to be doing. Sometimes they are immigrants who don't have other jobs. Thank you for pointing this out, Earthling Ed.
PTSD, depression, anxiety, drug and alcohol abuse, and suicide. We're respecting the personal choice of the animals that don't want to be skinned for fashion, or the animals that do not want.
Thank you for talking about fur, Earthling Ed. They don't want to be skinned for fashion. We don't need to use fur for a fashion statement. It is absolutely terrible. I've talked about this before, about what Canada Goose does. They trap innocent coyotes, or sometimes, look what the industry does. They raise them in cages. They are terrified. They miss their families. They can't run. They go insane from boredom and loneliness. Never buy Canada Goose items. Cruelty in every stitch. Thank you, Earthling Ed, for pointing this out.
Want to be tied down to the laboratory table for science and for cosmetics. As vegans, we respect the environment and everyone who is affected by climate change, because consuming animals is responsible for causing some of the worst environmental calamities that we're currently.
Thank you for telling about how being vegan also helps the environment.
Facing as a species. As vegans, we're respecting the personal choice of everyone who wants to live a long, fulfilled, happy, healthy life by telling them that consuming animal products causes the most prevalent diseases and illnesses currently affecting our society: heart disease, type 2 diabetes.
Thank you, Earthling Ed, for reminding us that being vegan is the healthiest choice and prevents heart disease, coronary artery disease, all kinds of things.
Osteoporosis, dementia, strokes.
Exactly. Osteoporosis, dementia, all of these things. Eating animals also contributes to human suffering. It's not healthy.
Blood pressure, kidney failure. All of these diseases can be attributed to the fact that we consume animal products, but most importantly, a simple switch to a plant-based diet can not only prevent many of them, it can even reverse and treat some of them as well. In our society here in the West,
and when you take care of yourself, you're also taking care of your family, because they don't have to worry about your health. When you take care of yourself, you have the strength of mind and a body to be able to help others in the world. That's why it's so important that you nourish yourself with healthy vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, and legumes, and they're not expensive. Buy in bulk in the grocery store. Get a lot and cook it in a big pot. Put a big bunch of rice in there and lentils and chickpeas, and then put it in your fridge, and every day just take out a bit and add whatever frozen vegetable you have, or whatever vegetable you have in your fridge. It can be fry up some onions in a pan, put a little bit of red peppers, green peppers, yellow peppers, a bit of broccoli, and then add your base that you already made, which is your rice and your chickpeas and your lentils, and just add that to it. And just add different spices every day. So nutritious, so healthy, so delicious, so good, because it doesn't hurt anybody.
We do not consider it morally justifiable for someone to beat, kill, and eat a dog in Newland, even though they personally choose to do so. We do not consider it morally justifiable for...
Thank you for bringing up the fact that people eat dogs in other countries. It helps people to realize the incredible cognitive dissonance that we face here. People don't see that animals like dogs and cats are no different than chickens, pigs, cows, turkeys, and lambs. They all want to live. They all have eyes to see the world. They all have hearts. They all have a body that wants to adventure, wants to look at things, wants to experience gravity by jumping and playing and rolling and exploring and smelling. All of these animals want to live, and we must let them live. We must not trap them in cages. Thank you, Earthling Ed.
Someone to hunt a dolphin in Taiji in Japan, or to hunt a pilot whale in the Faroe Islands,
Horrible.
even though they personally choose to do so. So by that...
Thank you, Earthling Ed, for showing these images of these animals suffering. It is so important for people to realize, and I hope that Isaac Butterfield is watching this and realizing that he needs to speak out on behalf of vegans. He needs to stop being vegan phobic and start being vegan fantastic, to appreciate how amazing vegan animal rights activists are, who try so hard to make this world a better place.
That logic, it can't be morally justifiable for us to eat any animal that we eat here in the West, even though we personally choose to do so. So the question I'd like to ask anyone who uses the respect my personal choice excuse is, what other personal choice, what other opinion are you considering and respecting when you eat animal products other than your own?
Excellent. Thank you, Earthling Ed. All right. Well, I did not get any X's for Earthling Ed. Here's what I got. Earthling Ed is the clear winner. He has a lot of check marks. Isaac had 2 and a whole bunch of X's. So I'm going to count these just for fun. Let's count the check marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Earthling Ed has 15. And Isaac Butterfield has 2. So clearly, the winner is Earthling Ed in this competition. Isaac, I encourage you to follow Earthling Ed. Watch more of his videos here. He has a whole pile of them. You can learn about veganism and all the great reasons to become vegan. Thank you also to everybody who is here today listening to this class. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Press the subscribe button. It's just over there. And hit the little bell, and we can be together. And we can talk and chat at the beginning of my videos. I often post them as premieres. It's a great way to find me, to locate me. Don't forget also that cow's milk is for baby cows. Don't drink cow's milk. Drink oat milk. Drink soy milk. It's much better for you. I, in this cup, usually have water. One moment. Before we leave, let's sing our song. Let's sing it to Isaac Butterfield. Eating animals is wrong, Isaac Butterfield. Hurting animals is wrong, Isaac Butterfield. Share this song and change your entire attitude to be vegan from now on. That's right. Everybody should be vegan. Thanks for coming to class, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, you're going to see some videos popping up on the screen now. You're going to see some. When you do see them, make sure you click on them and follow some other videos that I've posted in case you've missed some. There's some pretty interesting stuff. All right? Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. See you next time. Do, 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 do.